Hello my beautiful bitters, welcome to my channel, and today I have a final update slash finale slash intro for 2020. Finale for 19. In August I started a project, book Nook, and I would like to continue with it, but I didn't forget, I just got busy and didn't have time to really film. So I am going to let you know everything that I read. I started out with 5 books. I finished with reading 20 books before the end of the year. So that was big go Zelma for me. Because I went from literally reading just maybe 1 book a month, if that, to finishing 20 in like 4.5 months. So that's good, 5.5 months, whatever it is. So let's go into the ones that I said I was going to read, and then tell you all the ones that I did read. Now, I only have 5 physical books with me, but everything else I read either with Audible, interchanged with the Amazon book. So I like purchasing the actual digital copy, but then I'll purchase the Audible one as well, because you get a discount if you get the Audible one. So I like to do that because I like to interchange. So if I'm actually downtime, I can actually pull out, my reader and I can read it. That's great. But if I'm cleaning or driving, then I will listen to the Audible portion of it. So I kind of swap between both. So I will put in photos of the book that I'm talking about. Some of the things I probably don't really remember about the book too much, just because with multiple sclerosis I have memory issues. So let's just go through what I do have. So I have all my books written down. So I had previously picked out 5 books that I wanted to read to get out of my bookshelf, and so I did finish reading these, but then I got into reading all my everything else that I didn't read any more Christmas ones. I read one more Christmas one, which is actually really good, and they should turn it into a movie. It was that good. Anyway, I would like to continue trying to read up my Christmas ones. It's only January. It's January 4th, so I would like to continue trying to read up those and get that portion of my bookshelf cleaned out. So let's go into the ones that I have read. This one is Silent Star by Tracy Peterson. I love Tracy Peterson. I collect all of her books. She's a great author. She's also a Montanan, and so she lives around Bozeman area. And so I read this one for the 2nd time. It is a really great book. It's a feel-good, kind of where you think it's bleak and hopeless, but it turns out in some strange manner. It's just a good book. So this one was finished. Max Lucado, The Christmas Candle. Now, when I did my video, I was like an hour away, if that, of finishing off the book. So I finished it off. They also did a movie on this, which is great. So if you don't like to read, I recommend watching The Christmas Candle. There is supernatural powers it be, angels. It's good. I don't want to give it all away, but it's about a candle and about a blessing or a gift that somebody will truly need, and it's an angel that blesses the candle, and then they choose who they give the candle to. So anyway, it's a good movie. Good book too. Christmas at Harrington's. Now, I thought that they did a movie on this. I was wrong. I thought it was Christmas with I want to say it starts with a C. I don't know. It's another one. But this one is a lady who literally just gets out of jail, and she lands a job as a Santa. So this is a really good book. I don't know if they did a movie on it, but Melody Carlson does great books, and Hallmark normally always picks up her books and makes movies out of them. So that one's finished. Here's another Melody Carlson one. This one's All I Have to Give. This one was a really great read, fast read, and yeah, you can't go wrong with Melody Carlson. If you want to read good, feel-good Christmas novels, this is it. If you love Hallmark Christmas movies, read Melody Carlson. She's great. She has a great sense of humor on top of it. And then Thomas Kincaid, The Christmas Visitor. I believe this one was also made into a movie as well, but this one was good, and it's out of my, all that stuff is being decluttered out. So I will see if my mama wants them, and if not, then I will give them to my godbaby, who is so thirsty to read every single thing that she almost gets in trouble because she downloads stuff that is not appropriate, but she loves to read that much. So mom's building her a fantastic library in the basement. So I'll probably just end up donating these books to my godbaby. She's autistic, and I just love that she loves to read. Love it. So I want to support her love in that. And mom never has to worry about any of my books because all of my books are clean. None of them have language in them. None of them have sex scenes in them. All that. I just have very clean books, and that's what I prefer. So now let's go into all the ones that are on my Kindle / Audible. So Through Water's Roar by Lynn Austen. Roar was actually pretty good. I really enjoyed that one. But this kind of goes by back and forth between present day and back in the past with her grandma Bibi, and demolishing how she was very much her husband was an alcoholic anyway, and she wanted to totally wipe out alcohol altogether, so she protested in front of bars and got a lot of them shut down at the time. But I read 2 books by Lynn Austen. All Things New. That one was right around the time of the Civil War and the slaves being set free, but they were still being treated and such as slaves. But yeah, that's what that one was. What Comes My Way. I read 2 by Tracy Peterson. Wherever You Go and What Comes My Way were 2 from a series. They were kind of like they're Wild West shooter, like sharpshooting and tricksters, that trick writing that they used to do around the States. This is all historical fiction, so there's historical points in them, but it's fiction. So and also it was the time in one of these books Annie Oakley had passed away, and that was the main character's idol was Annie Oakley, and she wanted to actually shoot against Annie Oakley and see who was better, but she never got the chance because Annie Oakley passed. Conception of Terror by Stephen Gallagher. Hated it. Do I remember anything of it? No. I finished it, but it was a drag. I probably slept through most of it. It was an Audible book. Bleh. No. Weaver's Daughter by Sarah E. Ladd. This one was really good. This one was like Hatfields and McCoys, you know, that whole rivalry that kind of was in the same thing, but it was with the Weavers and with a richer family. There was a big rivalry between the two because you have the people who are doing handmade tapestries, and then you have the rich people coming in with their new contraptions, and they were so worried about people getting fired that they were willing to burn people's homes and, you know, do all this crazy crap. But it was kind of like a Romeo and Juliet kind of love story without the death. So, yeah, that kind of gives you an idea. Really good. I really enjoyed that one. With This Pledge by TAMERA. Another great one. I love reading a lot from Tamara Alexander. Merry and Bright. Now, this is the other Christmas one that I watched, or that I read, not watched. This is one that I want to be a Christmas movie. Mary is her name, and Bright is the last name of the guy. And they work together, but he is on his high horse and doesn't even notice that she's there. And it wasn't until they both go onto an online dating site that they found each other. But then when they realized that it was each other, they fell in love with each other online, but in person they're like, ew, I don't like this person, he's stuck up, blah 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 blah, all this stuff. Anyway, it works out. It's a good one. Man on the Mountaintop by Susan Trott. This one, another boring one to me. I don't really remember too much about it. Okay, so then this one was a trilogy that I read by Elena Terry. I'm sure there's a lot more, but by the time I got the read the third book, I was like, I'm not going to get any more books. I'm bored to tears. They were called Unplanned, Paralyzed, and Policed. It's about this girl deciding to take phone calls from girls who have unplanned pregnancies. And there was this really young girl that called and hung up, and she got really worried that she was going to go in and get an abortion or something like that. But it kind of sounded like it was that her father or her uncle impregnated her or something. I don't know. There was something crazy in the storyline. So that's kind of sort of how that one went. Accidental Guardian by Mary Connealy. That one was a good one. That one was during 1800s and with the wagon trains, and there was these outlaws, aka sheriff and his minions, attacking wagon trains, literally killing everybody on sight and then stealing everything, all their goods. And then they would shoot arrows everywhere and burn everything up so that way they couldn't find the evidence that they were shot. And then, like I said, they used arrows and to blame the Native Americans. So this guy, he becomes a guardian to these two girls and one of their children, a child that parents died in the whole massacre thing. And so they're trying to find these people and stop them from doing it more to other people. So anyway, really good one. Really good one. That would be a great movie as well. Atomic Marriage. Curtis Sittenfeld. Boring. It was... bleh. Okay. And then the last one is one that I know personally. This is from Thomas Wurm, and this one was a help book. So this one was called Overcome Anxiety, and I will leave the link in the description box. But anyway, Tom, I hired him to be one of my coordinators for my foreign exchange program, and he came out with this book, and it's like $1 on Amazon if you want to get the digital copy, and then it's like $10 for the actual book. Really, really good. He used to be a wildland firefighter, and so he goes into his stories about wildlife firefighting and his descriptions about, everything that was happening with, the tops of the trees being on fire, and they would have to fell the trees, and there was just very sketchy and scary incidences where he's lucky that he came out of it. And so this is how he overcame all of his anxiety and how he wanted to help others with that knowledge. So I totally 100% recommend this read. Check it out. It'll be in the description box below. So with that said, that is my finale for my 19. So let's grab some books to read for 2020, and then I'll try to update a little more than 4 months, 5 months. And go from there. So let me grab some books, and I would like to just continue with my Christmas story reading, and then I will pick some books through Kindle or something like that. If something pops up and, tickles my fancy and I want to read it, I'll read it, and then I'll just update you if I pulled in a book and read it. So let's just grab the actual physical books. I'm grabbing 5 more books. These should be nice quick reads for me. So Debbie MacComber. This one was same author as Marian Bright. This one's 12 Days of Christmas. And bonus gift tags and recipe inside. Oh yeah? I always buy my books used. Oh, and they are in there. Oh, look at that. Aren't they just so cute? I won't use them. I'll save them for somebody else that will enjoy them. But yes, I'm going to read the 12 Days of Christmas. Grace by Richard Paul Evans. This one is from the author of The Christmas Box. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that's a 90s Christmas movie called The Christmas Box. It's a special Christmas box. It has Richard something from the Waltons. whatever, he's the dad. Anyway, there's this one. I'm gonna read that. Next one is Boo Humbug. This one is by Renee Cutteridge, and this one should be a super quick read. I mean, look at that. Super quick read. So, I'll read that one. Next one, another Debbie MacComber. This one's Starry Night, and this has a holiday card inside. Let's look. It does. This season for romance, second chances, and Christmas cheer. Celebrate the comforts of joy with Christmas time with Debbie MacComber. And so that's kind of cute that she adds these, but these will be super fast reads on top of it. She's a new author that my very first book of hers that I read was The Merry and Bright, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm sure I will enjoy these two books right here. Now this one is That Christmas Feeling by Catherine Palmer and Gail Gamer Martin. I don't know. So that is my start for January, are these 5 books. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more Christmas books to read. So my goal is to try to read up all of those before spring. So since we're still in winter, I'll just try to read everything. We'll see if I can get through them. A lot of the other ones are bigger books, so they'll be a little bit longer of a read, but yeah. So here is my first 5 for 2020, and we will go from there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want to join me in the Project Book Nook, please join me and let me know. I just want to try to read more and stop watching as much TV. And I think I used to read like 120 plus books a year, and then I literally stopped. So I want to get back into reading a lot. So join me in this endeavor, in this adventure, and we'll see where it goes. So thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.